Hi, stock investors. JJ here. Welcome back. Well, it's finally happened. FundStrat's Tom Lee has blocked me on X, as well as Jeremy from Financial Education. Financial Education, Jeremy, he's blocked me as well. And what's the reason for this, or what do I think's the reason for this? I don't know for sure, but I can have a pretty good guess. If you're a regular here, you will know that I've been pretty critical of these people from time to time. I make videos responding to Tom Lee quite a lot here and on my other channel, Stocks Today with JJ. And if we look at the kind of videos that I'm responding to here, Tom Lee appears on CNBC all the time, regularly. They love having him on. The last video I made, they pointed out how popular he was, that he doesn't need any introduction. He's become very popular. Other YouTubers like Joseph Carlton said that he follows FundStrat's Tom Lee and likes what he says. And it's because they predict, look at this, small caps could rise more than 15% in August. Very short-term prediction. I've been very critical of that kind of thing. Makes these seemingly outlandish predictions all the time. And a lot of them he's been doing quite well on over a long period of time too. And so he's had this following. He makes very short-term many predictions. And Jeremy as well. Now, he made this video today. I've included him here. He blocked me a while ago, but I've included him here because he made this video today that I've just seen. I'm sick and tired of this BS, he says. And he starts off within that video talking about how he himself doesn't like predictions, how it's impossible to predict, very difficult to predict. But I've made videos reacting to him quite a lot, and usually, quite a lot of the time, I call out the predictions that he himself makes quite a lot. Price targets on stocks, I think he said NVIDIA was going to, I think T said, wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 2,000. He does these long videos on the economic situation, the macro situation, saying this is what's going to happen, this is what's going to happen. And he's very confident in these predictions, and if we went through them, how many times would it be wrong? And, he gives buys recommendations. He doesn't even say not financial advice, buy recommendations on stocks. And, some of those have worked out, quite a few of those have not worked out well, but he does big himself up about, how well he's done, and he shows his portfolio, how much he's made, but not necessarily saying how much he's put into that from YouTube. He's got a big audience. Tom Lee's getting a big audience. And for these people to block me, small channel here, small following so far, I don't know, it seems pretty insecure to nobody likes criticism, but to block somebody for that, but it's well within their rights, within, that they can do that, they can do whatever they want. But I wouldn't do that if we're getting criticism. I don't block somebody, only if it's abusive, insulting. And I think I'm very fair and balanced all the time, just pointing out how I don't think these people should be doing this. And, to prove this, well, I don't know if it proves it, but this is something that I've said and that I do agree with. Now, this is a quote from Howard Marks via John Kenneth Galbraith, who was an economist in the 20th century. And Howard Marks points out a lot. We have two classes of forecasters: those who don't know and those who don't know they don't know. Let me say that again. We have two classes of forecasters: those who don't know and those who don't know, they don't know. And so Tom Lee is out there making these forecasts all the time. They even say to him, are you sure you want to make this prediction? Are you sure you want to say that Bitcoin's going to whatever it says? Or are you sure you want to make this monthly prediction? And of course, people forget about the things that are wrong. I think in 2022, he was wrong in the bear market there because he's a permabull. And Jeremy's been wrong so many times about forecasts. And then he goes out and says that he doesn't like predictions and people shouldn't predict, but he does do that. Anyway, so this is a bit of a rant here, if you don't mind being personal. This is the last video, of the week for me. And so, I just thought it was interesting and funny. And as I said, they're well within their rights to do that. I don't care. And the thing about short term, you might say, people say, Tom Lee's been right. He's been right quite often, even over the last decade. And that's true. A lot of his predictions have come true. But as Warren Buffett has said before, that people have this run. They've been in the game for decades and decades. Charlie Munger, the late Charlie Munger, and Warren Buffett have been investing for for many, many decades, and they've said, in their AGMs, they've seen forecasters come and go. People will have a good run for a while, and then they won't. And same with fund managers who, have a good run for a while. It's being sustained, that you just can't consistently predict the macro environment, for any length of time, and the stock market, the direction of the stock market. So Tom Lee saying small caps are going to do well, over the next month or so. The thing is, I'm not I don't, it's not that I don't disagree with that. And the thing is, it's not that I don't own small caps. I do own, mostly small and mid caps. So I hope what he's saying, I hope happens. And what he's saying again is coming true, Nostradamus. And we can see here over the last month, as I pointed out in my last few videos this week, as it's been happening, and the last couple of weeks really, that Russell 2000 has gone up 12%. So small caps are going up. And so he's saying that they'll keep going up, which could well happen. And I'd be really happy with that. It's not that I'm criticizing because, I don't want it to happen, which is quite often the case, that people, if you don't own a stock and somebody likes it, they're saying, well, you're just bearish because you don't want it to happen or whatever, or because you don't own it or whatever. But that's not the case. It's more the prediction itself. It's different to individual stocks where you've done the work, you've done a valuation, and you say, I think it's worth this valuation, and so it's going to go higher. But I do have a problem with saying it's going to a price target. We've got price targets on this. This is going to be this price before the end of the year. Tesla's going to be $2,000 by here, which we see Tesla pumper channels saying. I just don't think they're meant to be saying that. For legal reasons, I don't think they're meant to be saying stuff like that, giving price targets, giving recommendations on certain stocks, which you see all over YouTube. And so what I'm saying is basically what I'm saying is don't listen to these people, because you just can't do it. It's not consistently not able to predict things. Only we can say over the very long term, the stock market goes up. Historically, that's been the case, but it's had periods of a decade where it hasn't been. And of course, single stocks, anything can happen in the short term. So that's my recommendation. But as I said, my portfolio, I hope that it does do well in terms of small and mid caps. I hope Tom Lee's right. And speaking of the portfolio, I do want to say that I'm excited to bring you this offer from ShareSite, which is a portfolio tracking and reporting tool that I use. I wouldn't recommend anything that I don't use myself and I don't like. And if you go to this landing page here, you'll see the offer. You can also sign up for free. You can do that. And it has functionality there. You can check it out. I'll put a link in the description to ShareSite if you want to check that out. You can put all your investments in one place. I have multiple brokers, so it brings the trades I have. Not a huge amount of trades for me as a value investor, but brings it all into one place. So it's got a true and accurate representation of your return. And so you can, if you're using a spreadsheet or whatever, or just your broker, this one includes dividends and everything, so it works it out for you. It's a powerful investment performance and tax report, so helps with tax, makes that easy. Anyway, as I said, I'll leave a link in the description for that if you want to check that out. And also Patreon, I've just done another stock analysis module there, looking at the process of investing. There's not stock tips there like YouTubers often do. People want the easy way, just want stock tips, buy this, buy that. Sell this, sell that. It's not like that. This is the process of how to invest. If you're a newcomer, it starts right from the beginning, and we've done 5 so far. And this is my weekly investing thoughts, updates. They're a week. If you want to check that out too over at Patreon, I'll leave a link in the description. And so it's just, at the moment, it's just $5 and there's also a free version to get the public videos earlier as well. And if you join, even if you join for a month, there's well over 30 here. So if you watch one a day, I think that's well worth it. And there's more and more content going on there every week. So that's all I wanted to say for this one. Predicting, beware of people who predict short-term things, even longer-term price targets on stocks without with that, with just because it's popular doesn't mean they're going to be right. And even if they're right, then it's very, very unlikely that they're going to be right over the long term consistently. All right, thanks for joining me today. I'm going to put a link on screen if you're watching this on YouTube to the video that YouTube thinks that you should watch next, and also a subscription to subscribe to this channel as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.